Hello there. Welcome everyone. Episode 26 of Scales of Destiny by Explore the Beyond. Welcome in, one and all. Good to see you all. Hope everyone is doing well. We have no Rob today. He's doing work things. On a Tuesday, imagine. So, it's just, we got Purius back though, so that's pretty pog. So we're gonna immediately jump into the call and see what's going on.
I'm stress eating chocolate, so I'm sorry. Meglo will yell at me if I'm talking with a full mouth.
Yes, I will.
Oh, oops. Hi.
So, Yathina, while your mouth is empty of chocolate, why don't you regale us with the tale of last week's session?
Yes, okay. So, last week's session started out with us going back to the... Is it the Grand Array? Is that the name?
Yes.
Okay, I literally sat in my bedroom earlier. I was like, I couldn't remember the name. Is it the Grand Array? That sounds wrong. Anyway, we started the session going back there because we were waiting for the letter of invitation to see the Heavenly Lady. And we met up with the tavern keeper who did indeed give us the letter, which was very similar to the letter that we got in Wildenwell when we went to the magic shop. Null asked the tavern keeper about a post office. However, he offered her whether he shouldn't send a message to her parents by magical means directly and just she could pay him. So she described her mother to him, and half an hour later, unfortunately, he came back and said, well, I can't reach anyone. And Null was like, ha, bullshit. And then she said, well, try my father, you probably had the wrong person. And he was like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll try your father. And that still didn't work, and Null is in complete denial that there's something wrong. But yeah, he couldn't get through to them. And Null is a little bit emotionally compromised. I go slightly emotionally compromised. I go back to my room, or to their room, or Nell goes back to the room and locks herself in because she's like, no, this can't be true. I'm trying myself. But instead of talking to her parents, she talks to someone else who is a little bit confrontational and asks her whether she wants to be someone who's dependent on her parents or whether she wants to be the girl who burns, which is very much a sentence that I enjoy. She had the Hellfire Whip in her hand, so when Aqua, Vic, and Skull come back into the room, they see that the Hellfire Whip has sort of burnt a streak into the bed and the wall as well, I think. I don't quite remember. We then dress up and we freshen up to go to the castle, or to go to the keep, mansion, whatever it was, to meet the Heavenly Lady. There was a lot of talk of the history of dragons and the background of the dragon slayers of Oldbug, which I'm not going to repeat, but there was a lot of talk about the history, especially Scold recognized a lot of the was it carvings, art related to that? I don't quite remember. That was dragon stuff. Then a halfling opens the door for us. His name is Herskar, was that the name, I think? And he showed us to a dining room where we essentially met, or eventually met, the Heavenly Lady and her bodyguard, who's a tiefling. Her name is Jambari Udoon. She looks like a very tall human in her early 20s, but we don't know for sure. And then we find out that the heart of Asoa, which is very tightly tied to the history of Skull's people, is not actually a heart, it's actually a dragon egg. And it has been stolen, and the assumption is that the people who have stolen it are from Demeteria or are selling it to Demeteria or something like that, and that the people who have stolen it know that it's a dragon egg, and want to try to hatch it, which would be horrible for everyone. Through this, we also find out that the dragons are imprisoned instead of so they're not dead, but they're imprisoned. And she does actually show us her dungeon where she has 4 portals, each a different color: a green one, a red one, a blue one, and a purple one. I don't know, I don't quite remember. And we do go into the green one to meet a dragon called Norrit, a green dragon who is sort of taunting the Heavenly Lady, and she's taunting back. And yeah, there seems to be a very old, ancient relationship between them. So yeah, her expectation of us is that we take the job, and that we take on the threat of the egg, that we make sure that no one can hatch it, and that we get it back or destroy it. And I think we ended the session on negotiations, and then because Nell said, well, 50,000 coins, gold coins, and we don't know if it's a lot or if it's not a lot for the job that we're doing or that we want to do. And the session ended with us going to our rooms, and I believe we all for once have single rooms.
For once you do. You get the great luxury of actually not having to share a room. Which, after months and months of travelling together, is an achievement. But yeah. After all that, the 4 of you are in your rooms. You've literally just been shown to your rooms, so you know they're all unfamiliar. There are fires burning there in the corners. You know, you've each got a sort of hearth in the corner of a room that seems to be magically controlled in a way that doesn't emit too much smoke and doesn't emit so much heat that the small rooms you're in would, you know, overheat and burn you. But they are comfortable, very comfortable. Skald and Aqua drew the lucky straw and managed to get outward facing rooms. They have a view of the outside. Nell and Vic, you are currently inside. Not much to see here.
Yeah, but we can't get attacked through a window, so...
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, who let me have this room? I'm prone to falling out them.
Yeah, I can't catch this time.
Okay, you got flower pots outside. There is like a like a planting bed outside your window with just some basic shrubbery.
Reduce my damage, great.
Yeah,
He used to be a plant pot, didn't he?
I was about to say, it's your people.
Reminiscing.
You understand the language of the plants.
Yeah.
Own group.
Okay. So yeah, it's still early in the evening. You are all full from the meal that you shared with Jambari. It was refreshing, filling, plenty of choice, an abundance of food, and mixed with the kind of overwhelming information that she filled you with, or filled you in on. Then, considerably, it's perfectly reasonable to be tired at this point. Yeah, the plan, Stan.
If it's okay with the others, I want to start doing something quickly. Or maybe not so quickly, I don't know yet for sure. Unless someone wants to do something else.
No, I think would we have been in armor if we went down there?
You all arrived in in your normal armored clothes, I believe.
Yeah.
But so you're still armored and everything.
Okay, I'll just take this time to take the armor off and just chill.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, like I said, the rooms are comfy. There's bookshelves in each with an array of sort of literature to read if you're interested, or you can just sort of sit and meditate and rest up. There's no pressure to do anything necessarily. What did you want to do now?
Okay, so once now, obviously the group roughly knows everything that has happened in the music is very loud for me. In the previous day for her and with her parents, and they know that she's quite, you know, she's a little bit on edge. So when she goes into a room, she doesn't say goodbye to them. She doesn't say goodnight to them. She just goes into the room and locks the door behind her, and then she takes a deep breath, just trying to compose herself. It was quite a heavy evening. Everything that they found out about the dragons, everything that has happened, the whole day was quite rough for her. So she takes off her armor and puts on some comfy clothes for bed, and then sits on the bed for a while, and she does stare at the fire, as she usually does, because she's always attracted to fire a little bit. And she looks at the fire, and then she's like, the thing with her parents doesn't really want to go away. It still holds her captive, so to speak, because she wants to find out what the heck is going on there and who this person is that keeps speaking to her in her head. So she sits actually down in front of the fireplace, and you said the fire is like sort of magically made that it's not too hot and not too smoky.
Yeah, basically it's comfortable.
She is actually going to reach in and take out a flame into her hand.
Okay.
And if that doesn't immediately burn her and ignite her, she's going to try to control it a little bit and keep it small into her hand. And she just uses it a little bit as a, let's say, as a focus, or when people play with something in their hand when they're fidgety, as a fidget thing. So she plays with.
You've got a fidget spinner. It's basically what you're saying.
Yes, yeah, made out of fire. And so she holds that in her hand, and she's moving it from one hand to the other and back to the other hand, and staring into the fire. And this time she's not trying to reach her parents. And she's not closing her eyes. She's not trying to sort of do it, she's still doing it mentally, but she's doing it like more consciously. She's trying to reach the person that keeps talking to her without closing her eyes, without still concentrating about it, but she wants to sort of do it on her terms, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's sitting there staring into the fire, playing with the fire, and just she's saying out loud, "I want to talk to you. Show yourself."
Okay. Roll a charisma check, please.
Charisma check.
Okay. As you are sitting on your bed?
No, she's sitting on the floor in front of the fire.
Okay. So you're sat in front of the fire, and the flame that you pick up doesn't harm you, or really even register as warm in your hand, and kind of almost pass it between your hands like a tennis ball, kind of fidgety, almost like you're trying to work out what to do. And then you call out. For a good few minutes, there's nothing. And then you feel the flame in your hand get hotter and hotter. There's no voice. No presence accompanying it, just heat.
Okay. Is it uncomfortably hot?
Yes.
The moment that
roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
The flame you're holding in your hand sort of takes grip of your left hand and then starts engulfing. It feels painful. It feels like it's burning, but you don't feel or you see any physical damage
apart from that's already there.
apart from what's already there. And then the flame spreads up your arm, continuing to like basically engulfing your hand to your elbow, and then further up to your shoulder, and then you feel it cover the left hand side of your face and spread down to the left hand side of your body until half of you is on fire and half of you isn't. And then you feel yourself split into two, and you are now staring face to face, in a manner of speaking, with yourself, but just the left hand side of yourself, engulfed in flames and just sitting staring back at you.
Whoa. I'm taken aback for a second. I look down at myself. Am I still burning?
You are the right hand side of your body.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. What a weird feeling. I look at the other half of me, essentially. Are you me?
Of course.
Okay. Are you not hurting? Am I not hurting? This is weird.
Do you feel pain?
Do I feel pain? No. No. No.
I
It
feel
feels
pain. I feel all the pain.
Okay. I don't quite know what to say. I didn't know what I was expecting. I tried to talk to the person who keeps talking to me.
He's a bit busy right now.
Who is he?
Someone who's very busy. He doesn't have time to talk to you all the time whenever you call him.
I just want to understand what's going on.
Right now, or in general?
Both?
Are you sure you're ready for that?
Yes.
Remember, I am you. I know what you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I thought whatever you are, this is part of me. That happened a long time ago.
Time ago.
Do I? What? Do you have answers?
You have all the answers. I have all the answers. It's just whether you want to know them or not. The last time you found them out didn't go well.
The last time I've never found out any answers. weird people in the streets give me weapons, and I roughly point back to the Hellfire Whip, and there's people in my head who summon a hag to this plane that we barely are ready to fight. And then I hear screams and see fire in my head, and I don't know what's going on. And now I can't reach my parents. I just want to know what's going on.
Roll a d4 for me. Why are you trying to reach your parents?
Yeah, I want to let them know that I'm okay. That I'm alive. They haven't spoken to me for, I don't even know how long it's been. 5 months? 6 months? A year? I've lost track of time, especially with whatever happened in the Feywild.
You
I just
really
want them.
have a long time.
I just want to know that they're okay, and I want them to know that I'm okay.
How do you think you're going to tell them
Tell them what?
that you're okay? Whether they're okay?
I wanted to send a letter. I can't find a post office. I tried by magical means. That didn't work.
You'll need more than magic and letters to get hold of them.
Why?
Look inwards, Anelia, and you will know, and you will learn. You already know the answers. It's just whether you're ready to remember them again. The consequences of learning can be dire.
Tell me.
You're not willing to remember, then maybe it's not time to know.
What? Remember what?
Roll a... Okay, roll a d20 and add your wisdom and history.
Ooh, wisdom and history.
Mm-hmm. It's like a wisdom history check.
Okay. 18 plus. Which one is my? Oh, plus 2, 20, and history plus 0, 20.
Okay. There's a moment as you're staring into the face of yourself, sat on the floor in this strange mansion in a strange city, where you're trying to rack your brain. What am I trying to remember? What is myself talking about? Like, and then as the fiery hearth of yourself sort of merges back into your body, and the flame dies down to just a ball in your hand. The screams return in the distance. You feel the heat overcoming your body again. You feel tears running down your face, and the agony of knowing that it was your fault. You feel the walls around you burning, the ceiling above you collapsing, and you see a hand reach out towards you. and take your good, not burning hand and pull you away. You see blackness, and you see a face that you don't recognize. It doesn't seem to form into a coherent shape, just the vague idea of a face. And then you see the front door of your house and your parents running towards you, also crying. And they look at you, half burnt, barely conscious, barely alive. And then you see them dragged away by the same hand that pulled you. And then, as they're being pulled away, confused, grasping out towards you, shouting, screaming, kicking, the crowd gathering around, focusing on you, not them. A voice in your head. As we agreed.
I want to snap out of it. I don't know what I'm doing to do it.
No.
Because I don't know how much mobility I have, but
Nothing.
I want to snap out.
You are sat in front of the fire, staring at your hand, with a little flame twinkling in it. For all intents and purposes, you are unconscious at this point. Aqua and Vic, what are you two getting up to?
I think I like to think I'll be writing down in a little journal I've got, just little notes, maybe going through my runic book. Did a bit of kind of happy like a little while ago, well, a couple of weeks ago, but a couple of days ago, meeting the guy. I don't know what his name is now. What was his name? Thelrig. Me and Thelrig to finally have some more maybe answers about it, and content that I should have some more money soon to pay off the armor as well.
Okay, that makes sense. There's a definite possibility of money in the future, and considering it's coming up to payment time, then yeah, you know, it's almost you should be fine for it. I don't currently remember how much you have left to pay off.
I only paid 5. Yeah, I paid. Yeah, you knocked it down to 2,000, but I only paid. Yeah, because I paid 500 originally. Then you reduced the price.
Then it was supposed to be 5,000, and then you
half.
said, yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I got 2,000 left to pay. 500 is paid.
Okay. I'm glad you remember that. Imagine taking a note of something so important. Yeah. The deal for today, you know, stands at 50 grand between the 4 of you, split, and that should cover everything and more if necessary. So, okay, that thought's completely left my head. We move on to Aqua. Aqua, what are you doing?
Aqua is just chilling in bed, hands behind my head, staring at the ceiling, thinking about what he's not going to spend all his gold on, and just excited to get his hand on a bunch of gold.
Okay. That makes sense. Sounds like an Aqua thing to do. Have all the money and still let everyone else pay for it.
Yeah.
Cool. Skull's in his room, just praying, cleaning his shield, cleaning his hammer, reading a few books, nothing of interest. He does come to you at some point, Vic, as night falls, a few hours after, after you all settled in. You do hear a soft knock on your door, and he stood there in front of you with he's taken his armor off. He's just down to his underclothes at this point, but he just feels strange going back to Karasgard so soon.
What's this gold? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that where you think we should go straight away?
Seem to be good as place as any. Either that or we head out to Dimitaria, but that has risks of provoking undesirables.
I guess so, but at least we can get there and hopefully undercover. But yes, maybe back to Karasgard. For you, anyway. Be nice to see the place.
It would. It's been a few months. I did come here to meet up with my brother and see how he's getting on, but for the good of the group, I could be persuaded quite easily to go back.
This might be the last time we're ever here.
Oh, of course not. If we've got to kill a dragon, then we've got unfinished business over here, surely.
Well, kill a dragon egg, at least.
We can kill it.
We can bury it, maybe. I thought about maybe throwing it in lava or something, but that might be a way to hatch them. You never know.
I mean, it's been done before, sort of. Although Isoa herself was essentially interred in lava, hence things. So
I guess it kind of depends what kind of dragon egg it is. Realistically, or what dragon it will become. I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I'm unsure what the hatching mechanisms of dragons are. Whether they hatch through heat or whether they have to be incubated with another dragon or whatever. Who knows? Information that my people don't readily have available.
Well, we'll speak to the Heavenly Lady tomorrow. After a good rest, we'll confirm the payment. It seems like it's very generous, although, let's not make it so it seems it's too obvious that it's a lot of money.
Of course.
And then we'll work on our way of procuring our way across there, I guess, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to say my part. It just feels good to potentially be going home. Homesickness is a thing I didn't think I'd ever experience.
Does he seem his normal self still?
Yeah, he seems a bit more relaxed, maybe. Maybe because there's offer of gold. Maybe just because he's going home. But he does seem fairly relaxed and contented at the moment.
And he was wearing clothes, yeah.
Yeah. He's wearing clothes. Just not. He's taken his armor off, so he's got like his underclothes on. Basically,
just wasn't sure what the knock on the door was really about, 100%. But just clearing up.
I mean,
OTP of Scales of Destiny, Golden Vic.
And the character for Skuld isn't even here. The player. Yeah, your character last
That
week, by the
really
way.
isn't here. He wanted Meglo to do a proxy romantic plot for him.
Ah.
He was too shy.
He kind of nods content and heads off. Back to his room. You hear him kind of shuffling around in his room again. And yeah. The night is yours to settle down if you wish. Nell, you are still you are basically unconscious in your room at the moment.
Okay.
Basically that vision is just replaying in your head.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But if there's nothing else you guys want to do, the next day rolls around with a knock on each of your doors. There's just a soft tap to begin with, and then a bit more of a vigorous sort of, knock, 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 and Aqua, you are the first to receive the knocks, and you just hear Heska from the other side of the door. Breakfast will be served shortly, if you wish to join. The Heavenly Lady is requesting your presence if you are available.
I shall be down. That sounds lovely.
Splendid, splendid. In your own time, sir. And the four of you get, basically the same message. Nell, the knocks at the door break you out of your unconsciousness. And you wake up.
Only in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You spend the night unconscious in your room, still in the same position, flame in your hand, kind of just fluttering away.
Okay.
Knees and back are so sore from just sitting in the same spot. You're dry, slightly dehydrated, and the left-hand side of your body is tingling. As you open the door, you see Hesketh just walking down the hall towards the doors. I know what I need to do.
Please go out.
Continue.
So I'm assuming I'm not getting a long rest?
No.
Okay.
Not right now.
Yeah, coming back to myself, I just look around, a little bit dazed, letting the flame in my hand disappear, slightly confused where it's coming from, and then the memory of the previous night, what I did and what I saw in my head or as a memory, or talking to myself is coming back to me, and I have to compose myself for a few minutes before I then, probably looking rougher than usual, but I put my armor on, and I heard that we're requested downstairs, so I tried to freshen up, get dressed, put my armor on, and then I head downstairs as well.
Okay. Hesketh is sort of still at the top of the stairs and, is waiting for you. More out of formality than necessity, really, and leads you downstairs into the main hall. As you're standing on the balcony looking over, you can see that there is a wide variety of breakfast goods just prepared on the table waiting. And as is tradition, Jambari is not there. She is waiting to make her entrance.
Pointedly make it a point to...
You pointedly make it a point.
Yeah. I make it a point to... Well, I don't make it a point, but I'm just sitting the furthest away from the fire as I can.
Okay. As you all settle down, the same door from last night opens, and the tiefling, the pink-skinned tiefling, walks through closes the door. This time, instead of wearing like a dress she's clearly uncomfortable in, she's got full suited armor, and a great sword kind of hooked over her back, and she stands there ominously, stares at the four of you, stares at Hesketh, knocks on the door a few times, and then the door opens and everybody has disappeared. Great. Love it when that happens. Hello, everybody. There we go. And then Jambari walks in. Kind of stands by her chair, and then sits down and kind of nods for the rest of you to sit. Good morning, everyone. How was your sleep?
Much better. Nell usually snores quite a lot, so...
Oh dear.
It's quite peaceful not having to worry about random chance of blowing up every now and then.
Yes, that does sound good. I'm glad you managed to sleep well. Have you given any thought to my offer?
I think we've agreed to take it, haven't we? Not. That was
Yes, we have all discussed it and are happy to accept this quest.
Excellent.
Obviously a big undertaking. We'll do it as fast as we possibly can, obviously.
Okay, that's good. I think we agreed on a price, no?
Yes, I believe it was 15,000 gold each.
Okay. That is not true.
Roll a deception check.
Wait, there it is.
It's the one that says deception. I don't think that's true. Are you trying to play games with me?
Ah, yes, I am. I'm sorry. It was 13,000 each.
You can see her trying to do the maths in her head, and then she gets her fingers and she's like, huh? That doesn't add up. I thought
It
we
was
said
50,000 in total.
that sounds more reasonable. Yes. I'm assuming you all have things you will need to buy and travel you'll need to pay for. Do you have any idea where you're going to start?
So this money be up front, is that correct?
We can have that arranged. Yes, it will take some time of the day to procure it, but yes.
Yeah, I think that'd be a bit easier, I think, for us, just so we can pay for the whole trip, really, and everything else that might come up.
Okay.
I think Sculpt, you were thinking we should probably head back to Karisgard first. Start questioning over there.
Yes, that was an idea that had crossed my mind. It would be good to learn about the heart from the source. Perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, and when we get there, do we have any kind of insignia or something that we can show that would prove that we're like of your cult or employ?
We could have that arranged, yes.
Rather than just us going there and saying, "Oh, we work for," and then they'd be like, "Do you?" But if we got something, that'd be.
Would you like a uniform, or would you like just a badge, perhaps?
I thought we were getting the badge when we talked about it last time, but that was only a brief talk about the sigil.
Well, my friend Aqua, your memory doesn't seem to be working very well today, so forgive me for not believing you straight away.
It was such a good night, I'm still too relaxed.
Of course. Understandable.
Yeah, badges. I think I'm down for a badge, personally.
That can also be arranged. We'll have those made for you today. By the end of the day, you'll be fully kitted with your money and badges. They will be recognizable to anybody who knows and is in any way related to nobility. It should
Okay.
open some doors.
Oh, now mentioned about you being able, or asked if you're able to get rid of the bounty we've got on our heads. Is that still a possibility?
Oh, that's already dealt with, don't worry.
Yeah.
I had that dealt with
Amazing.
last night.
Thank you.
That's okay. Just don't do it again.
I look at now.
You are
She hasn't recognized anything anyone has said.
You are working for me now, and anything that brings my name into disrepute will be punished severely. Out of principle, you understand. I have a reputation to uphold.
I understand.
Will you be requiring passage to Karasgard?
Yes. What would be the best way of getting there?
Well, I was going to ask you, what kind of transport do you possess?
We do not.
Interesting. Do you have access to any form of teleport?
No. Do we? And I look at the two magic casters.
No. The only portals we've seen haven't been good, and they've not really teleported us anywhere.
I see. That's understandable. Well, in that case, you can head to the docks, and there are plenty of ships there to choose from. And they can transport you over swiftly. A few days.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
That's feeling.
Yeah. I think an airship would probably be too much money to.
What's an airship?
They apparently don't exist here. We've tried this one.
like a flying dragon thing, but made of no. Okay, maybe I dreamt it.
I think you
Some
must
vivid
have.
dreams recently. Okay.
Maybe you should. Maybe that should be your magnum opus, as they say.
Not really the craftsman as much myself. I owe someone a little bit of funds. In Weldon. Well, was it Weldon? Yeah. I was wondering if I could have some money. Do you have anyone who could send some money across to someone there for me, please?
I could. We could have that arranged. To whom do you owe money?
I owe money. Going down the list.
Of people you owe money to?
No. Of what episode did I borrow? So it's a big friend, Goliath, Raider, Laracus of the Merchant Guild in Wildenwell.
Oh, I know him.
Perfect. Yes, this armor, that's very finely created armor, was an old friend of his, and he lent it to me if I could hopefully pay him back at some time. And that time is coming up pretty soon, so.
I see. Well, I'm sure that could be arranged.
Amazing. Yeah, for like 2,000 is what I owe him still on this. If we could take it out of that, and then obviously therefore, and I look at it around the table, and therefore out of my cut, obviously.
I see. Okay, well, that can be arranged. We can have that sent over to him. I do enjoy going to the Arcane Infinity occasionally. It's a lovely place.
Yeah,
Some of the finest selection of magical items. A lot of collectors go there.
Yeah, we got a feu things there, and I just got a nice sword and Skuld got his throwing hammer.
I see.
And what did you get, Aqua? You got that rod you got, wasn't there?
We don't talk about the rod.
Oh. Of course, sorry.
I feel still shame about that. But yeah, a couple of rings, ton of potions. Yeah, I think the only time I've ever been happy to spend gold.
Do you have anything similar or better here, shop-wise? Because Laracus had a very good shop. I was wondering if you had anyone here that could do a similar service.
I'm sure there's somewhere. There's no dedicated magical item shop in Olkberg, I don't believe. Too much trade comes through the city for items to linger much long.
But there are a few stores that we could get some magical items from, possibly.
Yes. I'll send when Heska pops out to get your pay and arrange your payment. I'll ask him to have a look and inquire about the best places to go.
Perfect.
Is there are there items you particularly require?
I feel like if we want to get this mission done for you, we're going to need to be maybe a little bit stronger, maybe have a bit more potion precaution.
I see.
At least to see what is available when we could use some of that money for,
Of course. Well, there's always a need for more things, I find. Never have enough things.
I would agree.
If you think of anything specific you need, I'm sure we could send out for it.
Oh. Okay. Well, we're going to need to... I guess we got the whole day at least while you procure the money and everything else gets dealt with.
Indeed.
We can spend the day in town potentially, unless you've got anything for us today.
No, I have nothing for you. The day is yours to do as you please. So if you wish to go for a wander around the city, please feel free. If you wish to stay here and enjoy the comfort of the manor, then please also feel free.
I'll look at the others and just be like, should we go for a walkabout after breakfast?
Sorry, what? What were we talking about?
As we were just saying, like, it's going to take the whole day to procure the money for us and the badges and everything. We might as well have a wander around town and see what we can find. Any shops that might have some stuff we know we might want to spend some money on precautions and such.
Yeah, sounds good.
Wonderful. You are no prisoners. You are free to leave when you wish. If you wish to continue residence here, then also feel free to return later. We will have your money and confirmation of payment to Laracus, so there is that to return to. You just to keep you interested.
Sounds great. Is there any food on the table already?
Oh yeah, there's a whole array of breakfast foods. They were all laid out for you when you arrived.
Okay, I'll start tucking in.
Nal is just absent-mindedly picking at a bread but not eating anything.
Okay.
And Aqua is eating chunks of pretty much like one of everything that's in front of him.
Okay. Makes sense.
Is Jambari eating?
She is. She's kind of doing the typical like delicate eating of things. She'll take a like small bite of things and then move on to the next thing. She has the look of someone who's used to having lots of course meals. Where, you get a whole plate of food, but you only have a couple of minutes to eat it before the next course comes out, so you only eat little bits. Rich people stuff.
Oh, wasteful.
So, yeah, the day is yours.
Well, I'll just gobble up, and I guess we can go whenever we're all done. Wow.
Time for a bit of window shopping.
Yeah, let's go see where we can potentially spend Aqua's money.
No.
Seems reasonable. Aqua
Let's
doesn't.
spend Scott's money.
What's his name? The other assistant guy.
Eska.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he would let us know roughly where we could find the best shops for that.
He does point you in the direction of like a particular street. It doesn't have a name. It is just a street that has like vendors on it that regularly it's near the docks, so it's the prime spot for people to basically buy things straight off a ship, and then it's a very unusual system they have here where people like traders will literally go onto a ship that's just docked, pay the captain for some goods, take it to their own stall, and immediately sell it on for a profit. But it's kind of like a quid pro quo thing where the vendors have, licenses and stuff. So it's all set up so that the captains make good money, and then the vendors can sell on their stuff, and you can't just walk onto a ship and do it yourself. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's quite a cloudy day as you head off outside, if that's where you're going anyway. I'm assuming here.
Yeah, I don't think we would have left anything behind in our rooms.
Meglo, I have a question about rules. How do what is it called when you buy a scrolls? How do scrolls work? Can I, as a sorcerer, use a scroll?
Yeah.
Can I use them only until a certain level?
I think you have to. You can only use them once, and then they burn up. I'm pretty sure you can cast. You can only cast up to whatever level you can use yourself. But I might be wrong on that. That's something to just Google for me because I'm too lazy to do it myself. But while you're doing that, the four of you pop off and find yourself on what is actually quite a bustling market street. There are vendors calling, like shouting off their wares, and there are people, some rich, some poor, all kind of walking around having a look, picking up what they can, trying to haggle for a good deal. You can hear the seagulls off in the distance, flying over the docks and the bay. The sea breeze and the spray from the sea still just about makes it over to you, but in a minimal fashion. You see some vendors that have foods and exotic spices and such, and others that have all sorts of stuff, weapons, armor pieces, even various items, a few potions and spells or scrolls, sorry. But the more exotic, expensive items tend to only be visited occasionally by people who look very well off, whereas the foods and the stuff, normal stuff, have more common looking folk dealing with them. So yeah, feel free to wander, everyone.
Ooh. What am I looking for? I just realised I'm attuned to 3 things already.
Are you
I
actually?
am too, but I want to drop one of them.
Yeah, Aqua is ready to drop his jumping ring, ironically.
I mean, you can keep it for emergencies, or
Yeah, and we have the bag of holding, right? We can just have a box in there of discarded items that we don't use. And
Yeah.
then if we want to use them later again, we can just, exchange something or something.
Yep, Skald is our bag holding donkey, I guess. Whoever wants to. No, I was about to say, let's not try to get someone to agree to it, and he's not here. But
He does have the bag of holding,
he does.
Yeah.
so he is the pack mule.
I think that's because he's the only one who had no money left to contribute towards buying it, so he has to be the one to hold it forever.
That might be what it is, yeah. Or he's the only one responsible enough to not.
Yeah, we just destined him to do it.
Oh yeah, you voluntold him, didn't you? I remember.
Yeah.
That as well.
Okay. So, what's the plan?
We haven't got the money. Well, I'm sure we got some money, but we haven't got the full money at the moment. So
No, you did head off before you had that, but you still have whatever money you had previously.
we can reserve stuff as well.
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Is there, if I go down the street, is there a shop that sells magical items like spell scrolls?
Yeah, there's a few that have there are a few that have what look to be they differ. Some are literally just parchment rolled up in a roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are others that are literally they have tubes, like really finely engraved tubes, and you can see an exponential growth in price compared to how well it's rolled and wrapped and tubed.
Mm-hmm.
Like the higher level expensive scrolls are far more intricate looking.
I go up to the person and I look at the scrolls, and Nell is still out of it. She's still not talking much, not being her bubbly self. She's just looking over the scrolls, and she's looking at the person who's selling them. What are these?
You approach what looks to be a gnomish lady with kind of like blue hair with like shocking pink stripes through it, and she has like a very bulbous nose. Looks up at you, and just, well, there's some spell scrolls. Are you looking for some new magic, lady?
It's maybe.
Kind of price range are you looking at? We've got some higher level magics, if that's what you're after.
Do you have a spell that can send a message over long distance?
Well, I'm sure we could find something like that. Let me have a look. And she turns and she looks through the ones that are kind of on the display rack in front of her, and just sort of says, she like runs her finger down them, just like, no, none of them. And then she goes into a box underneath the display that's sort of behind a curtain and starts rummaging through. Well, I have a spell scroll ascending, but you'd have to be very concise in what you say.
What does it do?
Well, it's a spell scroll ascending, so it sends messages, you know?
Can it send messages to dead people?
I can't say I've ever tried. That's a very specific request. I don't know if I could help you with that one.
Is it? How much is it?
Oh, well, I'll be about 200 gold.
I'll take it.
Very well. 200 gold, and she kind of holds her hand up, and You hand the gold over, and like it's like the bag of gold that you hand her is significantly bigger than anything she can even really hold comfortably. And like it's a and she just sort of plonks it down, and you just hear a bit of a clatter underneath her. Pleasure doing business with you. Is there anything else you could use? Anything else you need? Or is that everything for you?
Not for now, thank you.
Okay. Good luck talking to dead people.
Thank you.
And she kind of turns back to what she was doing before you spoke to her.
And I walk away.
Okay. Aqua, Vic, anything you fancy?
I could go first if you've got anything.
No, there's nothing that has caught my eye.
Okay. So
Meglo, your mic is acting up a bit.
what do you mean acting up a bit?
I don't know. Is anyone else hearing that?
It's like a little bit of static every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know whose it was though.
Probably because I put my phone underneath it again. Sorry.
Oh.
Like there is literally all sorts here. It's kind of overwhelming. The amount of people, the amount of stalls with all sorts of different stuff on them. It can be a bit of a kind of like overwhelming experience, and you have all sorts of people shouting at you about what wares they have, and there's literally anything you could possibly want or need, because
Like
it's
shields.
There are shields, yes. The stall in front of you, I believe. No, that's not it. If you go over to the stall, the canopy disappears. It's quite cool. Is it this
Let's
one?
look at the shields.
And
Oh, loves a shield.
this one.
He's walking away.
So this one that you're at now has an array of various different like armor pieces, and also a varying array of shields. Some nicer than others. Some are very simple that, you know, the average guard or maybe like a mercenary just starting out would potentially buy, ranging up to very extravagant looking you know, fine shield work that only the elite can justify. And standing before you is just a fellow dwarf, Scold, you know, a fellow dwarf that, unlike Scold, is very, very hairy, like bushy eyebrows, bushy beard, nose hair, ear hair, head hair, just everything. And he's wearing like normal sort of trader garb, and as you approach, it's just like, "Oh, good day, good day. What can I do for you?"
I don't know. I feel like I could do the upgrade of my shield. It's quite a standard shield.
Oh yes, I can see that. I can see that. You got a very basic shield right there. You need a better one. You need a better one. And he turns around and immediately goes for like the most like extravagant looking shield that is sort of almost mirrored in just how shiny and clean it looks. It's sort of got gold banding along it, and looks like it would cost a lot of gold.
What does this shield do?
Oh well, that shield is it's good for taking blows, and it'll also good for shaving. 2,500 gold.
It's
Skull takes a look at it, and immediately it's just like, Vic, don't take that. That shield's made of silver. It'll crumple from one hit. And the dwarf is just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nah, it won't. It's made of solid steel, that. And Skull just gives him a look. And the trader backs down. Okay, maybe that one's not for you. Maybe that one's not for you. How about this one? And this one looks more like a shield. Actually looks like steel. He picks it up and you can see there's some heft to it. It's very weighty. But instead of having like any form of embroidery on it or anything, it is just like one solid slab of steel that's kind of got a convex curve to it slightly, so you could hold it out and anything would, bounce off in any direction, except for you. Well, now this shield, still slightly standard, nothing too special about it, but when you get used to it, light as a feather, and would stop even the sharpest of blows.
So you said I'd need to like attune to it.
I think you just have to get used to it, to be honest. Ooh, a new consumable, you say?
Oh, scroll of some sort.
I don't know how to add a scroll.
For you, don't worry.
Okay, I'll think about it.
This one is slightly more reasonably priced. It's only 600 gold.
I'll consider it. So I've got a few magical things on me already, which I don't really.
Oh, I can see that. You're very well kitted out, you are.
Yes. I was just hoping there was something that could, protect me a bit more. But it's fine. I might be back.
That armor you've got. Very looking very smooth, sleek. How much do you want for it?
Oh, I've just barely paid for it myself.
Give you 10,000 gold for it.
Why would you offer so much? That's quite a lot of money.
Roll an insight check.
You obviously know this.
He does seem to indeed have some inkling to at least what this is.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
You sure? 12,000 gold.
I do need it. What good's a fighter without his armor?
Oh, well, don't you worry about that. I've got plenty of armor for you if you need any more. We could do a trade.
Why would I go for lesser armor?
Don't know what you mean. We've got plenty of good armor here, good quality armor. And he kind of bangs like the container that has all of the armor pieces in, and they just kind of clatter. Very unceremoniously.
Well, probably nothing that's worth 12,000 gold, I wouldn't have thought.
Oh, not right now, but I could definitely find you something.
I found something, and I'll just tap it, and then I'll start walking away.
Okay. Let me know about the shield. I'll be here all day, don't you worry.
Will do.
And kind of shoots Skull a seething look as you all walk away.
Other than that, I don't know, just any potions. Maybe I should just.
There are potion vendors as well if that's something you need.
I think maybe just pick up a couple of potions. How are we on potions? Like healing, at least. I don't have any.
I have 3/4 healing potions and 1 potion of water breathing.
I have 2 greater healing potions.
I have 3 normal ones.
I've got 1 potion for giant strength.
Got a flying potion, potion of fire breath, and potion of aqueous form. Also,
I think utility ones. You know what? Water breathing and maybe water walking of some sort might be worth it if we're going to be going on a boat.
True.
maybe
So-
for you guys.
Well, yes.
Oh.
So any potion vendor.
Yeah, just choose a thingy. I think it's one down here. There's definitely one. I think it's this one.
I follow to the potion vendor because I want to have a look as well.
Yeah, we'll go for this one.
Yeah.
This is the potion
We're all
vendor
fine.
now.
Nice.
There's just a normal-looking elderly lady, human, stood behind the 4 stands of this one, and she's just kind of looks at the 4 of you as you approach. Good morning. What can I do for you today?
Very important work for the Jambari.
Oh, praise the heavenly lady.
Yes, indeed. So we need the best we can kind of get, and we've been to some of these other stores, and they seem to be more interested in turning money than helping out as well.
Well, that's unfortunately the truth these days. Some people just want the money. They don't care about the heavenly lady and the country.
So this, I think we're not here for like trying to save money, but just trying not to get conned. Like these people.
That is very easy to do. They do. Some people can be a bit extreme with their prices, whereas I am very reasonable. What can I do for you today?
We've got a journey on boat.
A journey on a boat. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah. Do you have anything potion-wise for potentially like water walking or water breathing or maybe even flying? Anything that could save,
Ooh, those are some good questions. Good questions. Let me see what I have. And she turns and like sort of rummages through a tray of bottles she has. I don't know what. I don't know if this would do. And she turns and she has it's a sort of very, it's almost see-through, but there's like a tinge of color, like an imperceptible different color. This one, if I remember correctly, I've had it for a while, but I believe this one does help with underwater activities.
Okay, what moving not that better or breathing underwater?
Breathing, I believe. Let me see if I have something that could help with moving underwater.
It's more to stay alive, really, if the worst came to the worst. I mean,
Of course.
the breathing sounds really quite useful, to be fair.
Yes, of course. Meanwhile, I have this. It's not the usual kind of thing I sell, but it's allegedly to help with difficult movement. And she pulls out a ring that's kind of silver and gold, almost like has been forged together into a kind of crisscross pattern, with a gem that seems to have like water in oil inside it. And as she sort of holds it up, you can see it moving and floating around, and she hands it to you to have a look at. This should help with keeping you moving when the terrain is perhaps not favourable.
Okay. What's it called specifically?
Well, if you were to give it a name, I suppose it would be a ring of free action.
Okay. Would I need to get Would I need to get used to this item, like wear it for a while?
I don't believe so, no. I think you can just wear it. Nope, I lied. You do need to be attuned to it.
I was hoping for. I looked at some of the other rings. I was like, oh, there's a couple of useful ones there which don't require achievement actually.
Well, it's quite difficult to search while also.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate the judgment, Burius. Well, she also does have a look through like a few drawers underneath her stands. Yes, I do have some also that could help you breathe underwater. More of them that could help you breathe underwater. It will cost you, of course. Can't give them away.
Of course.
She hands them over, and she kind of fills you in on the details, and gives you an hour, and you do have to drink it before you enter the water, because otherwise you're just gonna spill water into spill the potion into a body of water, which.
I guess you could also swim to the top and head out of water, drink it.
Well, that would certainly be helpful, but what if you can't make it to the top?
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah. Okay, how much for the potion? Is it?
Well, I have 4.
Oh.
400 gold for the lot.
400 gold for the lot.
What did you buy, or what do you want to buy? That potion. What else?
There's 4 of them. There are.
Okay. I don't need one. I have one.
You've got one. Aqua, you don't need one, do you?
I walk away when she says price.
Could I? How about just 2 of them? And
2?
Could we do 175?
Ooh.
Praise the heavenly lady.
Roll a persuasion check.
Not great at that.
No, I can see that. 190.
Hmm. 185?
Okay. Got yourself a deal.
185 for 2 of these. Okay. Possibly getting ripped off. Vic doesn't know.
He never knows when he's getting ripped off.
Vic is a top quality negotiator. What are you talking about?
Okay. 2 of those, and I'd probably give one to Scold. Although Scold could buy one if he wants. There's still 2 left, I guess. I don't know if he'd want to. I don't know if he'd need. It's hard to spend some.
Gold has no money.
He has no money?
He is very poor.
What?
Well, he won't have tomorrow. Tomorrow he'll have money tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
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 When Vic, are you done?
Just disregard Vic. Vic, be gone.
I think
I didn't want to butt in.
I think I'm done, but I think Skull would probably only get some money later on. He'd probably come back for one, but we'll see.
When Vic is done, I look at the woman. Do you have any potions that protect someone from fire or catching fire or being burned alive?
It's a very specific question you're asking.
It's this very specific potion I'm looking for.
Indeed. I can have a look for you. She goes and has a look through her case. I don't actually. I usually do, but today for some reason I don't, I'm afraid. Is there a particular reason you were looking for it?
No, no reason. Do you have any healing potions?
I have many healing potions. I've got normal healing potions, good healing potions, better healing potions, amazing healing potions.
How much is the most expensive one?
Oh, well, that will put you back a few thousand gold.
Never mind. How much is the cheapest one?
75 gold each.
Maths.
150 for 2, 225 for 3, 300 for 4.
Could I have 3 for 200?
Roll a persuasion check.
And if by any chance tomorrow you could get in those fire protection potions, that would be fantastic, and I'll come back. Persuasion
Well,
bonus.
don't really get to order anything. I just have to go by what the ships bring in, I'm afraid. Why do you
Okay.
have such unreadable dice?
You just look at the chat.
I like seeing the dice. I like doing the maths, Yathina. Yes, we can do what you said. 3 for however much you said, I can't remember.
200. Okay. Thank you.
Very well. And she takes your other 200 gold and places it away. And unless there's anything else anyone wants to do.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, Aqua was pretty disgusted with these prices of the quality of items that they had.
It's just a normal potion of healing, yeah?
Yes.
Then I have 6 of those now.
Like the literal baseline.
Potion of healing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Okay, with that, while you guys decide what to do next, we'll go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break. Go get a drink if you need one. Quick toilet break if you need one. We'll switch to that. So, guys, talk amongst yourselves while we'll be right back.
What are you doing for the rest of the day then?
I honestly do not know. I assumed we were just going to wait for the money and then do the shopping stuff.
Well, I thought about that, but I don't know what else to do for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's it. I don't really know even. It's kind of, we've got no quests because we're not allowed to do any quests. We have to focus on this one, so it's kind of put me at a stump on my options.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy. It looks like my armor's finally paid for.
Yes.
I saw your thing. It's like, you've only got 24 AC. You don't need more. It's like, I know. I don't know if I really want. If I could get more AC, I don't know if I want to take it. 'Cause it'd be silly.
We definitely go up against some more interesting creatures. Immediately get on the boat. Oh, you're facing a kraken, aren't we?
Yeah. That wouldn't be fun. But I was looking for those shields, which is the one I mentioned about in chat. But the thing is, just because I mention it doesn't mean it's going to be here, unfortunately.
You're trying to manifest it by talking about it.
Yeah. That one's really good. It's like, it doesn't give any more armor, but it does give like advantage on initiative and perception checks.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be pretty cool. Going to every battle with advantage on the initiative.
I wonder why the shield though makes you better at like perception.
I don't know. Maybe it's like some kind of like all-seeing. I think it had some definition. It's emblazoned with the symbol of an eye. I don't know if the eye
Oh, okay. Yeah.
has something.
It gives you 20/20 vision.
21.
Wow.
Stay behind you as well.
I technically now have that with my bird. He has the abilities of an owl, so I can see through him and have up to 120 feet of dark vision. Finally.
Nice. And that has advantage on perception checks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think. So you can just fly it above us as we walk everywhere.
Pretty much.
Nice. Well, I guess we could go to, because this was supposed to be quite near the dock, and we're going to need to procure a ship.
Yes.
So we could head there next and see if we can get one, and then see how much it would cost, or I guess we have to pay for it ourselves. All this money we're getting for this, like, reward in a way, that is also payment for expenses, I guess. We're not spending it all on, like, getting around the
I'm
world.
gonna try and not spend any of it.
I'm sure you will, but if we're paying for a boat, we're going quarters.
Hey, I can travel in the water. I'm not paying for a boat if I don't have to need to be on a boat.
Wait. You've got the pirate backstory, haven't you?
Yeah. I do. I'm wondering if I end up seeing anyone. Or...
No, but I think, not to metagame, but I think the pirate backstory means that we can get free passage places.
Okay. I didn't mention that to the lady because I don't like dealing with pirates. So we haven't told her or mentioned that I was anything involved with piracy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
She doesn't need to know. We get in the mission from her, then we go somewhere. I don't know if it's necessarily pirates. I think it's yours. Oh, it's the sailor background, isn't it? Not the pirate background.
Well, we technically have, I guess, custom cannoned it to be a pirate background.
Right, so it's probably a sailor background.
I get that, like, I can break an end and not get done.
Yeah, does it say on yours? It should say about free passage somewhere in your features.
I actually don't know where I would find that.
It might be on features. Maybe, or... Oh, what would you be under? Sure someone in chat knows.
What are you talking about?
Being a pirate.
Sailor backstory. And if it gives you free passage places, I don't know how it would apply in this situation.
Gives you free what, sorry?
Sailors, I think, if I remember correctly, it's a while since I remember reading through it, they can get free passage places on boats.
Yes.
But I don't know if we'd want to do that or if we want to have our own ship anyway.
I mean, both have benefits.
One's going to be free and one's going to cost a lot of money as well.
True. But one gives you your own boat.
Show you the true pirate experience and we can just take a boat.
Oh yeah, that'll go down well.
Immediately start off the quest annoying everyone.
I guess we could see how much it costs to commission a boat to get to Karasgard.
Well, first things first.
Yes.
Ship, not boat.
galley, yes. Yeah.
Thirdly of all, who knows what kind of ship you'll get. Or maybe you'll get a skiff instead.
What's a skiff?
It's like a rowboat.
Oh no.
You can row to Karasgard.
Nah, I'll be on the outside in the water, thanks. I'll swim there.
Probably quick. Probably quicker. Ah. And now we wait for Yathina.
I'm here.
Oh, you were just being really quiet, like... okay, well, since you're here. So, what's the plan, guys? You are still hanging around in the market, but, you know, business done, money spent.
Well, some. You said that this market was quite close to the port.
Mm-hmm. It's
Docks.
basically next to the dock, yeah.
So we figured, I was speaking to Aqua, we're thinking maybe we should look around and see if we can see any captains that might take us.
Okay. Hockey docky. Please hold while the map loads. There we are. And then also please hold while I find the right list of characters. There we are. So, literally a 2-minute walk away from the marketplace that you're at right now. You basically turn a corner. You can see where the docks are. You can see the masts of the ships and everything. So it's not difficult to find. And you make your way and are at the docks. Or, you know, approaching Le Dock. Evidenced by the sound effects in the background.
Right. So we're looking for a captain that would have a ship that isn't too expensive, and they're hopefully not pirates.
Aqua is just stood in the middle, sniffing the air, as this reminds him of good times.
It does feel good being back in, you know, being back by the sea.
Maybe, yeah, Aqua, maybe you should be the one to choose our captain, because, I mean...
this is a port normally pirates tend to avoid, so...
You'd be able to see if they... I don't know, the quality of the ship, maybe? Quality of the crew, how they look? I wouldn't know what I was looking at.
Wouldn't we just get a ship and Aqua to captain it?
Be our crew. We would need more people for a project.
Are you sure? It doesn't have to be a big one.
I mean, big enough to survive. How many days would it be there, Aqua? From here to Karasgard?
Depending on what kind of ship, it's about 3 to 7 days. A sailing ship, like with sails, like a galley, would probably get there in about 3. But you're looking at money and a crew, and you know, if you had like a trireme, which is like a rowing boat, more specifically, it would take longer, but it's cheaper.
A rowing boat. Don't know about that.
Not like a rowing boat. You know, you have a selection of rowers who do the rowing for you.
Similar to the ones on Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Not ones like that, no.
Well, but they have like rowers at the side and
Yeah.
sail.
You know, like proper rowing ships.
This is boats that tall that I can't see over onto the decking. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. The boat you're in front of is a fairly like vast galley. big, like the sails are obviously wrapped in right now, but it's the name down the side is the Song of the Wind, and there's activity up on the decking currently, or deck currently, like the crew are sort of moving things around, getting ready to sail by the looks of it.
Wait, what was the name of the ship again?
The Name of the Wind.
Song of the Wind?
Song of the Wind, sorry. I'm getting a book and the ship mixed up. Song of the Wind.
Kind of close to our ship, that was.
What do you
It's
think
a
of
bit
this one?
big. It depends if it's going the way we need it to go.
Yeah, I guess we need to like just hire a ship if there's already one going that
Yeah.
direction.
I don't know. Who wants to shout up, see if we can get any one, two look over, ask it.
What would you shout, sailor?
Okay.
What was that, Nell?
Yeah.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
right. I don't actually know what you said.
Oi.
Oi.
Oh, it doesn't sound.
It's more
like...
ahoy, but you get in there.
You get nothing in response.
I tried.
There are a few people that kind of glimpse you over the side of the ship, but they don't consider you at all because, you know, you're just bystanders staring at the ship at the moment.
I'll just like.
I think we should go talk to one of the actual other ships we can see people on, rather than try and get the attention of the big one.
There are people on here, and you can see them. They're just not paying you any mind. They seem to be focused more on, you know, what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be doing something a bit more substantial than just oi, maybe.
Go on, Aqua. You can. You're the navigator, weren't you? You got a loud oi oi, I'm sure.
I don't know.
And as you stand
Why
there,
are you-
indecisive.
Why are you so shy right now? This is yours. These are your people.
Well, I sort of turned it out. These kind of aren't the people I sailed with. These are the people we robbed.
I mean, that doesn't matter at this point, does it?
They won't know. They won't recognise. I mean, you never really did the robbing, did you?
I suppose you're right. I am no longer in my uniform, so I guess I've just been off the boat so long I forgot the lingo.
Do you want me to throw you on the boat?
Hey, that's better than my idea. I was gonna clap.
Oh.
Just call out to someone and ask them if they can help us.
They're not listening to us.
Should we to throw him on
Hey,
board?
Go on, throw me on
Do
board.
it. Do it.
Doesn't matter if you miss, I can swim.
Well, all my things have messed up. Wait, where is it? Giant smite. Yeah, boom.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, bloody hell! You actually grew.
Oh,
I didn't even do it. You did it yourself.
Wow.
I did indeed.
That's-
I can see the. Okay.
Oh no.
So as you giant smite Vic, you can see on the deck there is someone far better dressed than literally anybody else on the ship, just stood at the side of the deck staring at you. And he considers you for a moment. Not much like of a expression change from him, but you know, there's like a moment of surprise. And he just stands and then neat trick.
Permission to come aboard. Do I just grab him for Aqua anyway? I think I do. We've already agreed to do it.
Yeah, Aqua's prepared.
Do it.
I wouldn't advise that.
You say this as I'm halfway through swinging him back. Like, oh.
You grab hold of him and you've literally like pulled back to throw him.
Oh.
Nothing.
Well, I don't want to get off on the wrong foot. I just wanted to, Akka wanted to come aboard and speak to you.
Why are you staring at my ship?
We need
We need
passage.
to go.
Yeah, we need to book passage somewhere. I was just wondering where you're going.
Around? Where do you need to go?
Karisgard.
Interesting. Might be your
You
lucky
paying?
day. What are you paying?
Money.
Very glib. How much money?
50 gold each.
Deal. I love
I
it
almost went more than that. To be honest.
I love it when you make a deal or make an offer and then it gets accepted immediately and you're just like, ah, damn it.
While I'm still like in Vic's hands, I'm like, oh, he is a negotiator. He's good at this.
I mean, and I'm just gonna whisper like 50 gold each for like a few days journey. And in my head, I'm thinking about how much money we've really got or we're gonna have. So
Interesting, because I would have barely even cost you a gold for the whole journey, but I'll take it. 50 gold each, thank you. Welcome
Oh,
aboard.
that's for the
Wow.
special rooms.
No
Can
backsies.
we buy the Can we buy the ship with that money?
There's just like a look of slight taken abackness. You want to buy my entire ship
How much?
for 200 gold.
I mean,
You must be mad, girl.
how much would you take for the ship?
The ship is priceless to me. And even if it wasn't, it would still be in the tens of thousands.
Well, that's a lot of money. I don't know if we'll ever see that kind of money.
Mm-hmm. You don't look like the type.
Okay, with that 200 gold that you're getting from us, can we get free pass? Well, not free, but can we get passage back here again?
Depends how long you take.
Okay.
What about 50 gold for like a life ticket? So if we see you again in the future and you're sailing in our direction, we'll be like, oh, hi. Jump aboard,
Would depend
Sure,
where you're
yes.
going.
Oh, obviously, but not to take you out of your route, but I just want to feel like I've got a bit more for my money,
You seem fairly liberal with your spending. I feel like it wouldn't matter to you that much.
Yes, not necessarily our money though. And I'll put Aqua down finally.
Aqua looks kind of sad that he never got flung.
I don't know if I can shrink myself, but I should be able to. Can I? It didn't shrink me. Well, looks like I'm stuck like this.
Odd. Odd.
Giant might again, see if it makes you even bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Skull, sorry, didn't realise you were there.
You literally just like have realized as you got smaller that Scold is basically was like really buffeted and pushed out of the way, and he's just like, fine.
Okay. I can't see him anymore.
No.
Can we come aboard and? Right. Well, we can't. We haven't got the money. We do, but when are you leaving? Oh balls! We're getting our advance today. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow. At the
perfect.
latest.
Match made in heaven.
Although, if you delay us, then we'll have problems.
We will not delay you.
You can just leave without us if we're not there.
I feel like you might be a bit upset with us if we left with your money. We require down payment. Half now, half on arrival.
We'll pay you tonight.
Mm.
I literally have 0 money right now. I'm getting paid tonight.
It sounds like a you problem. You make a deal and then you try to go back on it immediately. It's not a good look.
I didn't. You didn't.
We were kind of seeing prices. Now we know the prices. We know that you're going to be our first to come to when we actually have that money.
Exactly. I mean, look, we're gonna pay you. We'll pay you tomorrow when we come here.
We can even
send
come
some.
tonight and just get on the ship, getting ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. We just need to wait for our contact to get some money together, and then we're all yours. Don't worry, we can help out on the ship on the way there as well, or at least, the others might want to.
Is there a particular city in Karisgard you're heading towards?
I just look over at the dwarf.
Yes.
Same.
Skold just sort of just shrugs. I don't know, I just was hoping to get over there. Where are you heading? And the as yet unnamed captain. Well, there's a few cities, as I'm sure you know, dwarf. But it's not very helpful if we don't know which one to take you to.
I suppose it'd be the docks that would be the closest to where the Hearthstone was.
Yeah, wherever. Yeah, Skold. Where was the Hearthstone kept?
The Hearthstone was kept at Kir Doral.
We're going there.
Yeah, if that's not on the coast, then the nearest one to it is Aquas's.
Well, no, Kir Doral is not on the coast. It's by the mountains in the middle of the island.
Okay. Whichever would be the easiest one for us to get to there from.
Very
We'll get
descriptive.
horses.
We'll
I
decide.
mean, if it's in the middle of the island, it's wherever you're parking up to do trade. We can just
Yeah.
get off there.
If it's slap bang in the middle, it doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll just get to the busiest docks, get some horses, and we'll be on our way afterwards.
Very well. Very well. I suppose that'll be fine. We're leaving at noon. Don't be late. We'll leave you behind.
That sounds reasonable, actually. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
What was your name?
Won't tell me. My name is Barak.
Barak. Sounds like it's got a K at the end. Barak, yes.
Spell it how you like. I don't care. When you're aboard my ship, you call me captain.
Captain, of course.
If I could physically hear you writing that down.
Can ya?
Just like, captain.
That's why he is in his head. Do I finally get to be a pirate?
No, you get to be a sailor, which is half of what a pirate is, but don't do any piratey things or they'll throw you overboard.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not that liked for normal sailors.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes, you will. 12 noon. We'll be here before that, don't worry.
Better be. Good day.
Good day.
I said good day, sir.
Bye bye, Captain.
Where to now, crew?
I don't know, but I'm just going to whisper and... Oh no, low tones and say, who's a bit rude, wasn't he? Maybe I got a bit carried away with offering money. I almost said about a few hundred gold each.
I mean,
I was
actually, for a captain, he was kind of generous. Believe me. I've seen some nasty captains in my time.
How's my physical state, considering that I haven't had a rest and I haven't slept and we've been walking a lot?
Make a Constitution saving throw. With disadvantage. Considering the pain you went through, and like the reliving of whatever that was, over and over and over again all night, you take a point of exhaustion at this point in the day. The exertion of going through the docks, talking to the captain, everything else, you're tired.
Do we notice Nell looking? Because we probably noticed that Nell didn't really eat much.
She's been acting weird all day.
That is Nell though, so she's
True.
acting normal. She's
True.
acting very normal.
So when she acts normal, then we'd be worried.
Yeah.
Well, for someone like Nell, what is normal, you know?
That's true.
Okay, I don't know if I'd ask at the moment. Maybe if things got weird. But then also I had the exhaustion. I know what being exhausted looks like, I guess. I'd say, did you not sleep last night properly? Because you looked like I looked when I was really run down.
Looks at Vic, and without hesitation, without anything like preambling this, she looks at him. I think I killed my parents.
Wait, did you say this in your head or was this out loud?
No, out loud.
What?
Okay, Aqua takes a step back. Whoa.
Well, but we were just... We have one night where we're not sharing a room. And how? I'm confused. I'm guessing you don't mean last night.
No, I don't actually know. I don't know.
Could be with your fire? You did nearly kill me the first time we met.
I stare at Aqua for a moment, and her face immediately drops even more, and she's like, looks ashen, even. Oh God, you're right. I'm so sorry.
So,
It's fine. We'll find out what actually happened at some point.
so you think or you know, like what? Do you remembering fight? I'm confused.
I'm confused. That was. Can we not talk here?
I mean, where do you want to talk?
Can we just go back to?
No. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Or if she gets too hot, Vic will turn big and throw her in the water.
Oh my God! Oh no! I'm gonna set everyone on fire. Everyone dies. PPK. Goodbye. I'm sorry, Rob.
While you are stood there talking about it, and as soon as you kind of tell everyone that you think you killed your parents, you start getting this feeling in the back of your neck, like tingling feeling, sort of goosebumps down the back of your neck. And then the stall you're stood next to just has a few boxes kind of stored inside it, and you're basically facing the three of your friends, and they're facing away from this stall. It's kind of got a few boxes, and then it's just shaded and quite shadowy. And when you say, "Oh, can we not talk about this here?" and they sort of say, "Yeah, let's go." You feel your left hand start to tingle, and feels like flames are starting to flicker. And then you feel a shiver, and a hand starts reaching out from the shadow, reaching towards Vic, and reaching towards Aqua, and reaching towards Scald. And the hand is kind of just tickling the tops of their shoulders.
Watch out, guys! Move! And I take a step back. Try to take a step back, even if I'm against the wall.
Roll a D100 for me now.
Oh, magic.
And then roll a D4 and reroll ones. Aqua.
Yes.
As soon as Nell tells you to move, get away, get out of the way, move, Nell instinctively lifts up her left hand that's starting to flicker with a flame and just shoots a firebolt at you. I need you to roll an attack for firebolt, please, Nell.
I'm about to go to sleep now.
Does that hit you, Aqua?
No.
Okay. Roll again, please, Nell.
Another fireball?
Mm-hmm.
4 probably, I'd imagine.
Fuck.
Aqua.
Yeah, that one hits.
Nell shoots like a beam of fire at you, like sort of lifts up her hand and just shoots, and you manage to duck out of the way, and her eyes are focused on your left shoulder, and as soon as you move out of the way of the first one, she just like screws her face up in anger and she fires again. This time she hits, like direct hit in like center of your left shoulder. Roll damage, but roll 2 damage die, please, now.
That was already
have my
2.
ring of fire
Okay, in that case,
resistance on, by the
roll 4.
Oh god. I'm just rolling another 2d10
Yeah.
if that's okay.
That's fine. Okay, so you would take 27, halved because of fire resistance.
Luckily, so
So 30.
Why do you have fire resistance?
the ring.
Because of
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay, good. Okay,
My
good.
blood
Because...
is it like this?
Okay, good.
How much do I lose?
13.
Okay. What the hell now?
13 points of fire damage as she shoots one firebolt from her left hand, and then another one immediately follows as soon as the first one misses. The first one crashes into the back of the market stall. It's basically made of like a very, very simple fabric, and it immediately just bursts into flames. The crate in the shadows just start to simmer, and embers start flying everywhere. You don't really have time to react to this because of the incoming firebolt that just impacts immediately with your shoulder. And while it doesn't do as much damage as you think it should due to your precautions, it still hurts, and there is now a singed hole through your clothes and like a black burn on your left shoulder.
It ruined the top she got me.
Scold immediately steps in and is like, no, stop, what's wrong, no.
I take a step back. Do I still see the hand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh my god.
This time it's moved to the other shoulder on Aqua, but it's still kind of teetering over the other two.
If she doesn't, she's going to fire again. I'm going to grapple her.
Okay? Make a strength check. She raises her left hand. You're not sure in what kind of action. Make a strength check, please, now.
I feel like I have -2. I should focus on that.
Mine was quite low. Oh.
I mean, okay, fine. I feel like she shouldn't have rolled there. She's so weak.
In a moment of not really sure what's going on, you see Vic come towards you, like arms reached out looking to grab you, and your hands coming up. You're in the right side of your brain, it's saying, "Oh, what, guys, I'm fine." The left side of your brain is screaming bloody murder right now. You need to get rid of the hand. You need to save your friends. Vic comes towards you to try and grab hold of you to keep you under control, and you just power out with strength you didn't realize you had. At this point, there are people on the dock that are screaming. Some are pointing at you. Some are trying to get people's attention to get the fire out. Skull is coming towards you and is going to try and bonk you on the head with his warhammer to try and snap you out of it. I don't actually think that hits, though. I also just got rid of the chat. That's very annoying. Because I can't get it back. Okay, so miss. He comes, and as he tries to smack you over the head with his warhammer, you would just sidestep. And you can see, as he's moved forward and as Vic moved forward, the hand has stretched out to both of them.
Do you not see that? Do you not see the hand behind you?
Yes, we don't.
Do I look behind and see the fire that's going on?
You can see the fire that's going on.
Okay, then.
Oh yes, there's a fire.
As them two are going towards Nal, I am casting my... Why is it like that? Oh, it's because I cast the wrong one. It's meant to be my 30-foot one.
Bear with me a second, just while I...
Which one's my 30-foot one?
Don't you have create and destroy water?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
It'll be in there somewhere.
Apparently it's... Okay, let me go for... Why am I now my bird? Apparently I'm no longer me, I am the bird.
Bird's not even on the map.
I know, apparently I just got control of him.
Now, there's nothing behind us, it's all in your head.
There's a hand behind you.
Right here.
Okay.
In your head.
All of you just suddenly get doused with water, and as the water comes down, Nell, I could take them right now and earlier, just like we agreed.
Look around to see if I see anyone talking to me.
The voice sounds like it's coming from directly behind you, but when you look behind you, there's a drop of at least 10 feet down to some barrels on the dock side. Your friends are now in front of you. Aqua's just put the fire out in front of that you've caused, and the other two are kind of still trying to placate you while also being very wet. You said I could have anyone. I want them as well.
I didn't say anything. Who are you? What do you know? And I'm readying another firebolt on my hand.
Okay. You see the hand that's teetering over Vic's shoulder start to snake around, and an arm extends. Same as the face that you saw in the vision the previous night. It doesn't seem to have any shape to it. You can just tell it's an arm, and it comes down across his chest. Vic, you don't feel or see anything. It comes down and wraps its way around under his right arm, and you can see like it's ready and poised to pull.
Leave him alone, and I throw the firebolt.
Okay, roll an attack. Vic, you can see like Nell shouting, basically at you, and just leave him alone. And then she goes to aim a firebolt at you, and doesn't hit because your good armor class. Although, actually, point of order: do you have your armor activated?
Do I need to always activate?
Because your armor only gives you such a high armor class if you activate it.
Is that what it says?
Yes. Or at least it should do. Clearly my item writing is not very good, so let's move on.
Okay. We can adjust that if that's how you want it to be.
It's supposed to be like you know, you activate it and then it comes and gives you the high thing. That's my fault. I need to work out to do that. It's all good.
Okay.
So she shoots a fireball at you and it collides with your chest, like almost center of your chest, but your armor just soaks up the damage and you see the flames kind of dissipate into the runes that are engraved onto the rags and the almost bandage-like armor you're wearing. And now the arm is still there. Doesn't seem to even flinch from the attack.
This is probably what happened, I'm going to assume, when you think you killed your parents. Something is making you set fires. That's probably, I'm guessing that's how your house probably burnt down. Stop.
He wants to take you. It's them. I don't know what it is. Something. And there's... Why don't you see it?
Because it's not there. I'll grapple her. I'll try to grapple Muscle Jane again.
Contested strength rolls, please.
No, I am sticking on magic armor as I see Vic get hit with.
Okay.
No. This time, I love how everybody's now got mage armor.
I was about to say, did you target all of us?
Oh, we are targeting.
Yeah. There you go. Amazing.
So as you come in for the grapple,
Yeah, leave it on for this bit. It seems fun.
as you go in for the grapple, Vic, this time Nell's focus is kind of taken away slightly as Aqua casts mage armor on himself. And you manage to jump in and just grab hold of Nell, pinning her arms to her side and sort of semi-lifting her off the ground to give you a good base of, a grapple.
Okay. What's the next stage of a grapple?
You just have her grappled now.
Okay, so I thought there was like you can grapple and then you can do something else. Maybe
Well, I mean, you can tie her up and restrain her.
restrain. Probably won't. Could we just carry her off?
If you want to. There is definite interest from guards and the general public at this point.
Is there still fire around?
No, it's all been put out now.
Okay.
The little shed that canvas that you were stood next to is completely burnt down, and the crates that were inside it have also taken fire damage, but the rest of it's fine.
Assuming that he's grappling me and pinning my arms to my side, I assume I can't use semantic spells anymore.
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, guys, let's get out of here and stop casting bloody spells. And then I guess we try to walk and just try to play it off as we go. I'm kind of carrying her, but because I figure I'm quite strong, I can hold her at the side. It looks like I'm kind of holding her, but not restraining her. But I am obviously.
Considering that I'm quite exhausted and I'm technically super weak as well, I am struggling a bit because I'm like, guys, I just want to protect you. There's something. I don't know what's going on. But she's not actually trying to break free.
Oh, can you put us to sleep or something? Like in a magical way.
Can I put you to sleep?
No, I was asking Scold if he could put you to
Okay.
sleep without hitting you over the head, basically.
No, I don't have that spell today. I'm afraid.
Okay, well, let's get back to the oh no, not the. Where can we go? Should we just causing more problems again now?
I'm trying to save you.
Well, it definitely hurt, that saving.
Yes, that didn't look particularly pleasant.
Yeah, I've had worse. Sleep it off.
I hope so. And he kind of Skull takes hold of your hand, takes hold of your shoulder that took the burn, and is is going to cast Cure Wounds on you at 2nd level.
Second level.
I know, he's feeling generous.
Oh wow, that's better than any other heal you've done, Scald. You must be in a good mood.
I'm concerned about what's happening to my friends. Okay. So, where to? Where are you heading?
Where do we take her? Do we want to take her to the palace, where she could burn down a lot?
That's the thing. They might know what to do, but it's the risk of we don't want to involve them because that could ruin the reputation already.
Yeah, we don't look weak or like a bad choice.
We need to get this under control before we head back, I think.
Maybe we could take her to a healer in town. Or someone to look at her, maybe.
I have another spell possibility. A spell that could potentially remove any curse that's upon her, if that's necessarily what it is. It's worth a try.
I mean, I wasn't expecting any fighting today, let alone this, but we should be... Yeah. Is there a quick thing?
I think so.
I mean, if not, me and Vic can just sit on her until it's ready.
Right. Oh god. You know when you're not used to actually doing something a certain way, and then you can't find it? There it is. Yes, it's a quick spell. We'll know immediately whether it's worked or not, I think.
Okay. I think that makes sense. If it is, it is. If it isn't, well, we'll know.
We'll just have to hope that we don't come into any more encounters like that.
Especially on the wooden ship.
Indeed. Fire on wood is not a good match.
Matches on wood isn't good either.
Alas, you are correct.
We'll just go somewhere, the quietest place we can, I guess. Down an alley.
Yeah, that doesn't look weird. 3 men carrying a woman down an alley.
All right, let's just throw her in the water. She can't set fire to the water.
It was my original plan.
Literally burn the witch or drown the witch, and she's just sizzling in the water.
She comes back up and she's breathing. She's a witch.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll go in somewhere quiet. Doesn't matter what it looks like, because it's not. So we're just gonna go down somewhere quietly and just the Skull can cast his cure curse thing.
Okay. As you are walking through the city, a couple of guards do approach you. Oi! I hear you four have been causing trouble. What you doing?
Oh, just a mistake. We were working for the Heavenly Lady. We were just going back to the palace. They know us there.
In causing trouble in the docks, he's part of that job, is he?
No, but it was an accident, you know. We'll be out of town tomorrow anyway. Won't be any more trouble for you.
The reports we've been hearing don't say much about accidents. Says looks pretty deliberate, like you four have been causing trouble and fighting.
No, definitely
Yeah,
accident.
we're the whatever we called ourselves.
Navigators.
Frantically checks notes.
I don't even have that in my notes. Yeah, we're the Navigators. We're a group of friends that have been adventuring for about 3 months, I think. Time's funny for me.
No, makes no idea what that is. Made up to me.
When all
Well-
names made up.
We've got our eyes on you, boy.
Okay, we'll speak to the heavy lady over. We had breakfast with her this morning. Or was it dinner last night? Well, maybe we can get there for lunch, but if not dinner tonight, we'll speak to her and just iron this out.
If you say so.
Walk on.
They move along. Eventually you do find an alleyway that you could just sort of drag Nell down. It seems somewhat quiet.
You make it sound so much better.
Well, she is going. No, that also doesn't sound great willingly, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll drag you over there. And we'll constitute this as the quiet alley. And Scold says, Vic, I think it's safe for you to put her down now.
Okay, get your hands down. No spells. You know that thing you said was going to kill us? Look at us, we're fine. So, it's in your head.
Do I still see it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
The second Vic lets go. What's the most powerful spell you have available?
Me? Scorching Ray 2nd level. Or Burning Hand 2nd level.
Hey, make me
Ooh.
strike her down.
Ooh, actually, that's a good shout. So you're compelled now to cast Burning Hands due to it being a cone.
We see this coming, or
I mean, she's not very stable right now, but she kind of takes a step back from the three of you, and then there we go. You do that and do that, and I know I'm doing it for you, but
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
you
yeah, it's
Don't-
gone in that direction. Great, you
Yeah.
missed us.
didn't cast it correctly. Shut up. Is it? Why no move? Why no spin? There we go. Spin more. Spin more.
Are you doing it with the mouse wheel?
Yeah, I'm trying to cast it so that it gets all three of you. Basically, there we go.
On purpose. Fucking great.
Literally, that is it. Yeah. So all of you get engulfed in just her burning hand. She lets go of her left arm, or her left hand just releases this flow of fire straight from her, and it engulfs the three of you. Do burning hands things now.
Okay. I think it's just damage, isn't it?
Everyone needs to make a DC 15 dex save.
Yes.
Right.
Oh dear.
Nice.
It's still half damage on. Is it on first level or second level?
Second.
Okay, then it's another d6.
Okay, so Skull takes 9 points. The rest of you take 4 points.
Do I take 2 or 3 because of my ring, or does it not add on to the?
You take half and then half of the half, so you'll take 2.
Alright.
2 more points of fire damage. As you are just engulfed in flame. As Vic lets go of Nell from when Skuld says you can let go now. She takes a step back and just immediately the fire emanates from her from her open hand, and it just engulfs the three of you, and then almost as soon as it appears, it's gone.
I feel like it's only fair for me to get swung back now, though.
Oh, I'm actually gonna be like, now you need to chill out, and I'm gonna find you guys.
Okay.
She needs to make a con save of 14.
Okay.
What Dex? What con save? I
Con-
don't have all that.
14.
Yeah, what
Con.
Con
Oh,
save.
Constitution.
Oh, con save. Con save. I'm stupid.
As you're doing that, Skald steps forward and cast Remove Curse.
Damn, no, she's not in ice and only takes half damage. I was hoping to freeze.
Still roll your damage though.
Oh wait, yeah.
It didn't roll damage, it rolls your wild magic.
Oh, now it asks me to do a con save. Okay.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
So 7 damage, yeah?
7.
Yeah.
Skald steps forward, and you hear him whispering something, and a kind of warm feeling spreads through you, and then dissipates as nothing happens.
What are you doing?
I really thought that would work. Back to the drawing board.
I try to, I don't want to attack my friends. I assume I'm seeing that I'm doing damage to them and not to whatever is holding them.
It looks like it, but also, what else can you do? You've got to save them somehow.
I'm having a swing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just a quick look over my shoulder, make sure no one's watching. I'm just going to go for a quick slash across just to see if I can knock some sense into her with a blade. But yeah, just if that's okay.
Yeah, well, it's not okay, but do what you have to do.
I'm also going to use the Billy then. So my bars, I couldn't really get my bars back as I wanted them to. Don't crit. That was on 20 for so long on my screen.
Are you kidding? Oh my god. Plus 8 as well.
That's why I got another one. I'll swing it back.
It's
together.
true, he does.
Okay, that's fine.
That's better. I'm pretty sure 22 hits.
Yeah.
And then you take 12 points of slashing damage. And immediately the Hellish Rebuke comes back.
You have to do a con save, I think.
Should pop up now.
Dex.
There you go. Then you fail, so you take the full 7 points of fire damage.
And she just screams at you.
That is the rebuke. The swing comes through. The first one she steps away from. The second one you swing back and hit her, and immediately just a scream emanates from her voice, from her body. There's no acknowledgement of the pain or the hit. It's just a scream. Nell, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, please, with disadvantage. Okay. As you get hit and the Hellish Rebuke goes out, your friends are against you. They're about to be taken. A feeling of grief overwhelms you, and you just become so tired. You take another point of exhaustion.
Another one? Oh gosh. Okay. Does it automatically apply whatever it does to the...
It should do. I don't know.
I don't know either.
You can feel your body just becoming fatigued. The arm is still around Vic's chest. Skald looks at you, and you can see a look of concern in his voice, on his face. and he casts a spell. His voice ringing out down the alley.
Never mind. No.
Oh. Wow.
You don't get disadvantage on saves, do you?
No, just on ability checks.
Okay.
So, annoyingly, with you
Yep.
being the only one that succeeds, Aqua's out of it anyway, it's okay. Scold looks at you with a look of concern. Nell, what are you doing?
I don't know. I want to save you. It took my parents, and I just want to make sure you're okay. It's talking to me in my head, and I don't know.
They're turning against you now. Look, they've been attacking you for 10 minutes now. They've dragged you down this aisle to kill you now.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Go away.
Scold kind of sighs, knowing that his spell failed and he can feel you resisting against it. Nell, we just want to help.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to... Why are you attacking me?
Why are we attacking you? You've set Aqua on fire. You've launched a fire handsy thing at us as well.
I'm just trying to help you.
What? That makes no sense. You're setting us on fire to help us. How does that work? I've already told you, wherever you're seeing, it must be in your head. Yet you're continuing to go. Why don't you stand up for yourself?
Quite exhausted, she sits down on the floor and just holds her head in her hands, not quite understanding what's real anymore and what's going on.
Aqua can't even stand to look at you now. Look at him. Walking away from you.
Aqua is confused, and he's gonna pop his Tides of Chaos, just in case.
Can
Okay.
I use... I wanna try something really dumb.
Before you do that, roll a D100, Aqua.
Aqua's the one who pops fireball now.
Do it through your character sheet, because then it comes up and I don't have to look at it myself.
Wait, really?
Yeah. If you go into your character sheet and then features, you can just roll your wild magic surge through there. I think. Do the wild magic
Okay.
surge, like towards the bottom.
Okay, it's that one.
And then
No, that's...
Really? God damn
Didn't
it.
roll the dice.
Ugh.
Tell me also
52.
that it could be.
Oh, okay.
Does that even work? I mean... oh well.
Hang on. You cast your Tides of Chaos, and in like a moment of desperation, almost ironically, a sort of like a flame almost appears in front of you, and you feel like it will protect you, keep you safe. You currently have a +2 to your AC for the next minute.
Should we roll initiative?
No, you're fine.
I'm about to switch up to fists in a minute.
Scold continues, looks over at Aqua briefly and then looks back down to you now.
I'm gonna do something really dumb.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going
Go
to
on.
I'm going to cast inflict wounds on myself.
Okay.
How much health you got left, yeah?
18.
Okay.
Because I'm not, but she's not attacking herself. She wants to attack the thing that's talking to her. Although she is on the verge of not knowing what's real anymore, she just wants the voice to stop. And she wants to stop seeing her friends being attacked, even if it's from herself. Oh, just hits.
Could have just accepted the hit. I don't know if
You can do that.
Could have probably do that.
You take 19 points of necrotic damage as you just put your right hand to your chest and just cast inflict wounds.
Oops, sorry.
And
I'm done.
you all just see Nell flop to the floor.
That's not ideal.
I'm gonna rush over, make sure she's alright. See if she's breathing or not.
She's still breathing. Ragged. Her exhausted body has taken a lot.
Gold. Probably should
Scold,
get some more life.
Scold reaches out and casts Spare the Dying on her. Something I'm assuming he does.
We have a bunch of healers kits though, just for future knowledge. We can stabilize people.
Yeah, they're expensive.
He casts Spare the Dying.
Wow,
on
you dick.
And then he just says, "I don't think it would be wise to revive her while she's in this unstable state. But I do think it'd probably be safer to take her back to the manor now."
Yeah, I guess you're probably right.
At least then we can collect our money and be on the path to the next journey.
Maybe we can take her back to the room, and if you could watch over her, being the healer and all. Maybe me and Aqua can speak to the Heavenly Lady.
I can do that.
Tie it on a bow, and then have a sleep, see what happens with her through the night.
Hopefully the captain never saw any of this, because we might not get that ship now.
Yes. She likes throwing a spanner in the works, doesn't she?
Always things interesting. Wouldn't be an adventure without now.
Yes, we might actually get and do things we want to do in a timely manner. Oh dear.
Savage. Are you heading back to the manor then?
Yeah. I mean, we can leave her and go shopping a bit more if you want, but...
Wait, how much gold does she have? No, can't do that. She's a friend.
Well, she only has 4 gold anyway, so go and rob her.
Expensive potions, though.
That's a year's wages for a commoner. Just FYI, 4 gold. You head back to the manor, and despite you all being around the table, you are wherever you wish to be.
Wait, does she have a spellcasting focus?
Yes, she does.
I'm taking it.
It's her necklace around her neck. Or the locket around her neck.
Yeah, I'm taking it just so she can't cast any spells without a focus in my eyes.
Alright, seems reasonable.
I won't put it in my inventory, but I'm currently holding it.
Okay. If you're heading straight to your rooms, you get to the doors of the manor, and Heska opens and greets you and says, you are welcome to head to your rooms if you wish. The Heavenly Lady is currently occupied.
My map's really weird.
Yeah, it's the layers. And you
Just
said,
gonna go anywhere you tell me where I have to go.
yeah, you're going to your room. Go to your room.
I can't move.
I think it's lagging.
Got a bit of
slightly.
lag.
Okay.
Bit of lag.
Table there. I can't see anything other than like a few white and black bits. But
Don't worry, I'll move you.
okay.
This map does have a few oddities to it. I'm not entirely sure why.
Night's gold, look after her.
I will. I'll keep my eye on her.
Oh yeah, wait. They're going there. Aren't we going to see? Actually, I don't know how long it's been really. Probably not enough to secure 50,000
Well,
gold. But
I assume to go in the room for now because the Heavenly Lady being indisposed, so...
yeah,
Oh,
I guess we can just wait.
can you see yourself yet?
No, I'm this side of the wall with my head, like, ear pressed against the wall, trying to listen out for any noise.
I can see where I am. I can move myself, but I don't know. There's no rooms or anything for me.
Interesting.
I'm guessing, if I remember correctly, it was around here somewhere.
Down 2 and across 1. To be fair, I'm struggling to move you too, but
Yeah, I think it's lagging as well.
that's all right. Skuld settles in with Nell, who is currently still asleep on her, she's been placed on her bed for her to rest and sleep up. Rest up and sleep. Vic and Aqua, you can sort of also have a bit of a, rest and try and work out what on earth is happening. And then the two of you can head off and do what you wish.
I don't know. Should we have a? I don't need it, but I might do a short rest just to recover myself, a bit of flavour. But I might also just do it. Should we take like an hour to ourselves, just have a little short rest?
Yeah.
I know you might need a little bit of healing. I don't know how much you have compared to.
No, second hit barely did anything to me.
I've already got Echo on my list. Nell, Vic, and Echo on my.
You recovered, didn't you? Because of healing word or cure wounds or whatever?
Oh yeah, he would have done, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but then the burning cans afterwards,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
which was only 2 damage for me.
Yeah.
I
Still
forgot
pretty
about
good.
that terrible spell that I cast on my friends, he says.
That some weird force cast for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this will take a little bit of time, and then
Okay.
we'll go and try and find every lady and see if everything's up to date, or for the Hesker, or for Hesker. That makes more sense. I'm gonna reload my map just to see if that's gonna fix anything for me.
Yeah, it's fine.
But if not, yeah, I'm gonna head down to there anyway. That's my goal.
Okay. So you have your rest. Hesker is still downstairs. You find him attending to some things. The Heavenly Lady is not currently available. Map would kindly update that. Great. We must have hit the time of the day where it lags a lot.
Yeah.
But Hesker's in the main feast room.
Banquet hall.
Banquet hall. There we go. Just sort of setting the table for the evening's festivities.
Oh, I can see.
You can see it. Yay!
I'm not there on my way into the bottom of the stairs for Vic.
Meow. Beady boy away. Gets hit by lag.
Speed boy, hit by lag.
Critical damage.
You take 4d10 force damage.
You somehow break all your toes.
Except the 2 little ones.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Sorry.
Straight forwards.
We're going to the back hall. No.
Yeah.
Go talk to their butler, I guess.
Everyone's here.
Talk to the butler in the banquet hall. With the
He's
lead
got a
pipe.
candlestick. Or we went with lead pipe.
I went with lead pipe, but candlestick too. Candlestick's probably more likely. He is currently setting the table, but as you enter, he turns and he says, "Ah, good morrow. Is there anything I can do for you, sirs?"
Just informing you that we're back. I don't know the state of affairs with the badges and the funds and such, but I mean we can wait here. We can wait in our rooms. We've kind of had a bit of a journey out today already.
I did
Yeah,
notice
quite
that
an
your
eventful day.
burned friend is not in a good state. Is she okay?
Never really that great anyway.
Too much of the fire whisking.
Celebratory, you know.
Say no more, sirs. Say no more. Your payments and badges have been procured. We are just waiting until the evening. The Heavenly Lady was going to present it to you tonight at dinner, if that's sufficient for you.
Oh, of course. What time's dinner?
Oh, it's about 3 hours from now.
Yeah. Okay.
I turn and look at Vic. Game of dice.
Oh, if you can afford me. This says the.
What a ship!
We do it. We'll play. What do you want to play for the other person's 50 gold?
Oh, for the ship.
Yeah. For the passage. Pay for passage.
I don't like losing gold, but I like them odds. Not having to spend 50 gold as well.
Remember how bad I am at dice.
You have convinced me, the negotiator. I'll take this bet.
Okay, both of you roll 4d6 and drop the lowest.
I'll let you go first, so it's not confusing.
Wait, why am I doing it like that? I should do it like this. There we go.
Okay, 12. 12.
That was one, I guess, that I got dropped.
Okay, so 11.
Them dice are so hard to read.
11, okay.
Yep.
Oh. 11.
Tiebreaker.
Oh, after you again, Aqua, sorry.
Do we roll a full 4?
Roll a d4 each. One each.
Okay. At the same time. No.
Yes!
The streak continues.
Aqua never loses for some reason.
If there's one,
No, that's not there. It's Vic always loses. That's the streak.
that's the one. That's the streak.
That's the one. That's the, is it?
There you go. You hit the nail on the head there. You play a few games of dice, but overall Vic loses the bet and has to pay for Aqua's passage across the sea on the boat. A few hours pass. At this point, Skuld has just been keeping a watch over Nell, who has been unconscious on her bed. While you're unconscious now,
Yes.
it's not peaceful. It's difficult to kind of rest even when unconscious, when all you can hear are screams and all you can see are hands coming out of shadows and grabbing hold of anybody that you've ever got close to. Faces that you don't recognize but look familiar. And hand. You see them and they look at you and smile, and you feel happy. And then a hand pops out and takes them away. And there is just a stream of people, tens, dozens, hundreds of people that just appear in front of your face, almost walking towards you with a smile on their face, who then just get plucked out into the shadow. And you see Aqua and Vic and Scold walking towards you with smiles on their faces, and a hand just teetering just at the edge of shadow. And you wake up. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh my god.
You take another point of exhaustion.
Well, I'm gonna die at this rate.
You wake up. Your body feels heavy. There's just so much effort to even sit up, and you can see Skuld stood by the door, and he's facing towards you, watching you, and he sees you stand, like he sees you start to sit up, and he straightens up slightly. Good to see you awake. How are you feeling?
She can barely hold her eyes open. Not great.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm glad you're awake. I'm sorry that what happened. But we didn't know what to do.
No, it's not your fault. I don't know what's going on. There's someone in my head and I don't know what they want from me.
I tried something. I tried a couple of things. I hoped that maybe I could remove a curse, but there doesn't seem to be a curse on you. I thought maybe I could get a zone of truth and coax the truth out of you, or coax the truth out of whoever you are with, but you managed to hold it off. I'm a bit out of ideas. I'm sorry that I can't be more help.
It's fine. I just want to go to sleep.
Well, if you're, I would recommend eating something, but I can see if we can have food sent to you, and then maybe get some sleep. You do look quite rough.
Don't worry about sending some food. I'm just having some rations and some water.
Okay, if you insist. I'll leave you to it. Please call me if you need anything.
Gold, can you put that fire out?
Sure. He walks over and takes him a second to work out what to do to the magical fire, but eventually works out and extinguishes the fire. I think I'm on the right level. Nope. That one. Your room's bathed in darkness and it goes suddenly very cool.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Of course.
I lie back down and just pull the blanket up to my nose.
And sleep takes you quickly. But by no means peaceful. Skuld and Vic. Aqua and Vic, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Nah, it's been a nuisance in the banquet hall, I think, waiting around for food.
Okay.
Yeah, sat at the table with my knife and forks in hand, just eagerly waiting.
Okay. As the two of you play a bit of dice and have a bit of witty banter between yourselves, waiting for dinner time and waiting for Jambari to come through and maybe hopefully Scold and Nell join you. Scold appears and takes a seat, looks quite troubled, but informs the two of you that Nell is staying in her room, going to sleep and rest. And he takes a seat, ready for dinner.
She can't cast spells at least. And I'll show him a necklace. I hope anyway.
I look at it and it's like, what do you think that actually does?
Well, it's a conduit, isn't it? Isn't it something that is where you cast your spells through?
I mean, technically it helps us cast some spells, but we can just cast spells anyway. We technically don't need them.
Oh. Maybe my understanding of magic isn't what I thought.
Yeah. Every sorcerer is a little different, and like mine is very unreliable and comes out all the time. Now's is kind of also like that, but consistent with just fire.
I just thought you needed to cast through something like this, but okay. Okay. I won't look into the locket at all. I'll just put it away.
Okay, that's the wrong mouse again. It's the one downside to having two mouses to deal with. Keep grabbing the wrong one. Heska heads off to the kitchen and says, "Dinner will be served shortly, sirs. Would you like me to send some food up to your friend, or is she okay?" And Skull just says, "Nah, she'll be okay. Thank you." Very well. And he heads off to the kitchens, and you can hear like the sounds of preparation through the door as he steps through. And with that, we'll end the session there for this week. Good job, guys. You didn't die.
Oh. That was a bit.
Just about.
It was the net one, wasn't it?
What was the nat one?
Me fucking everything up.
Who knows? Who knows? Anyway. Thanks for playing, everyone. Thanks for watching,
That's right.
everyone. We'll be back next week? Question mark? Hopefully with a full group. Unless Josh or Yathina needs to be somewhere on Tuesday. Blimey.
Could you imagine if I had work training? Nah, that's never gonna happen.
But yeah. Heroes of Destiny will be back next week, regardless of who's missing. Even if it's just me playing all the NPCs.
Would be a sight, actually.
But no, we appreciate you hanging out. We appreciate you lurking, watching, talking, interacting. Always good fun. Yeah, it's 26 episodes though. It's impressive. This episode will be up on YouTube on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. GMT, BST, 6:30 UK time. I do that every week. And hopefully see you on Saturday. Are we playing on Saturday?
No, we're not playing on Saturday.
We're not playing on Saturday. We're not playing on Saturday. Announcing it now. People have things. Oh, I remember. Literally everyone for Ancient Unknowns is busy apart from me. So I might just go and try and find some friends that, I can be busy with too. But back next Tuesday. And maybe we'll do some streams in the meantime. But until then, I'll press this button. Get this up so you can have a read. And see if Yathina's found a raid. He has. And then we'll go and say hi to these guys. So
Oh shit, I need to update that. No, I don't. Never mind.
thank you for hanging out, everyone, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.